Atlanta, GA, the ATL, home to the Atlanta Falcons. Their first mascot, a live falcon, was supposed to make a grand entrance in the first ever game, Falcons history in 1965, I believe, and it flew away. However, Atlanta has been a decent team ever since. So Atlanta has been an expansion team in the NFL since '65. It's weird how they named them the Falcons and all that. However, the ATL did not really have a good first decade in the league. However, in 1978, they actually did something that a lot of teams wish they were: the best scoring defense. They let in a lot. They didn't allow a lot of points. I believe it's like what, the third or fourth best record in history by the defense. But it was a 16 game season too. So practically those Falcons looked good. Bubba Bean, I believe. I don't know much about the Falcons defense. 1980, whilst their cousins, the Georgia Bulldogs, were going for a national championship, the Falcons were trying to go for Super Bowl glory. They had a 14-point lead against the Dallas Cowboys in the fourth quarter at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium facing the Dallas Cowboys. And what happened? The Cowboys came back. Danny Waite, summoning the spirit of Roger Staubach. Well, Staubach wasn't dead, but dead from the Cowboys. And got them to the biggest win of their lives. The Falcons would not really have much of a playoff run in the late 80s. The Falcons would finally get some playoff recognition, mostly after they left Atlanta Fulton Stadium and went to the brand new spanking Georgia Dome. It was a decent stadium for its time. The Falcons made a few big moves here and there. However, their greatest season was 1998, when they surprisingly went 13-3. The Atlanta Falcons seemed to fly under the radar because of the number one seed Minnesota Vikings in the playoffs. But that changed in the NFC title game when Gary Anderson had a chance to make it a 10-point lead with 2 minutes left. Who didn't? And he kicked the field goal. Wrongo. He missed wide left indoors too. How the hell could you miss a kick indoors if you're Gary Anderson? So regardless of what Gary Anderson didn't do, the Falcons still had to score a touchdown, which they did to Terrence Mathis with 51 seconds left. Minnesota could have still won the game in overtime, which they didn't, and the Falcons with 5 minutes left put their own Anderson, spelled S-E-N, and that Morgan put it through the uprights, sent the Falcons to the Super Bowl, to the '99 Super Bowl against the Broncos, trying to knock John Elway flat. Unfortunately, Denver won the Super Bowl 34-19, but it wasn't without controversy, as Atlanta Falcons safety Eugene Robinson basically got caught soliciting oral sex from an undercover cop. The worst part about Robinson is that he ended up early in the week winning the Bart Starr Award for his help with families and all that. Robinson just got so upset himself. He turned his life around, especially after that miscue. Thank goodness for that. The Falcons, unfortunately, in the 2000s, couldn't really get over the hump as much as he could. Michael Vick was supposed to be the guy to lead the Falcons to glory, but they just couldn't do well in the playoffs. And worst of all, Vick got caught with dogfighting rings and all that. It was like, how the hell could you do such a thing like that? You finance yourself into dogfighting? Good grief. He served time in prison. He tried to make a comeback with the Eagles. He did okay, but unfortunately he faltered off the map, and so did the Falcons. However, the Falcons' crappiness, which was basically manifested itself in 2007 when Bobby Petrino had a contract negotiation with Arthur Blank and was going to be the Falcons head coach during Monday Night Football. Actually, after Monday Night Football decides to send the team a chain letter and basically move to Arkansas to be their head coach. As an Arkansas fan, it's like, hey, Bobby Petrino, he did so well in college. But no, Bobby Petrino did not help the Arkansas Razorbacks do so well. So basically, fuck him. Fuck him in the ass. Regardless, that crappy season in 2007 actually helped the Falcons draft Matt Ryan. So Matt Ryan for Boston College. From Boston College. First pass he ever threw was a touchdown to beat the Detroit Lions and send the Lions to an 0-16 start. Oh, amazing. So anyway, the Detroit Lions went on their way to 0-16. Atlanta did okay for a few seasons, but they haven't been able to get over the hump and get to a Super Bowl until 2017 when they had a 28-3 lead on the New England Patriots. I basically shut the game off at halftime. I'm like, this game sucks. What else is on TV? So basically, I wasn't watching much on TV. I was watching some classic hockey on my computer. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, let's just see what the score ended up being. And then I heard an alert about overtime. And I'm like, the Pats just forced overtime? I watched the overtime. James White, touchdown run. I'm like, oh my God. No way. Now, stupid me at the time, I thought this would be the start of better things for my life in 2017. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Dead wrong. Fucking wrong. What the fuck am I doing wrong with myself? But anyway, still, yeah. I mean, the Falcons, I feel bad for them. They had to deal with a 28-3 lead and they blew it in the Super Bowl. Whereas no Super Bowl team that had trailed by 11 points or more had actually won the game. 10 was the Super Bowl record. Now let's talk about a team that didn't get to the Super Bowl. Because the rule is that any what if team I do does not get to the finals because, I don't like doing finals all over again because I don't know what variables to put. So, logically, we get ourselves into the 2012-13 season. Atlanta puts up 13 wins with their great quarterback, Matt Ryan. Everyone knows Matt Ryan is going to be the king. Everyone says it. I don't believe it, of course, because, I'm a little pessimistic about Atlanta in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, they were going to play the San Francisco 49ers with Colin Kaepernick. I always mispronounce his name, and I always misspell his last name. So the San Francisco 49ers were going to face the Atlanta Falcons for the title. Unfortunately, for the NFC title, Atlanta did not do well in their own ballpark. It's like, what the fuck, man? So the 2013 Atlanta Falcons had to deal with the fact that they missed the Super Bowl. But they were happy when karma helped them out because that was when the Ravens beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. So let's just see about the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Falcons lost in the conference finals, so they'll take on the 10-6 Baltimore Ravens. Hard to believe that a 10-6 team would make the Super Bowl, especially the Ravens. I mean, they were good at defense and all that. They had Ray Lewis and all them. But I mean, to win a double overtime against the Broncos in Denver, that's amazing. And to knock the Patriots off, which pisses me off, of course. Well, I thought Atlanta was probably going to pull one out of the rabbit's hat. I'm like, they'll probably win the fucking thing. Wrongo cutter, 20-13. So it was 13-13 in the fourth quarter. Matt Ryan does a few good plays. Unfortunately, he fumbles the ball at the Baltimore 36. Baltimore goes on a drive, but they punt. Atlanta has their own 4-and-out, so they're still tied until 5 minutes left in the game when basically Flacco went to work, and they put some running game on. They put a 20-yard touchdown run by Smith, and Baltimore goes for the extra point. So Atlanta has one chance, as it seems. Unfortunately, they go 4 and completely out. Baltimore runs the ball all the way, runs the clock down to about 56. Atlanta calls a timeout and forces a punt. Atlanta gets the ball. They had 4th and 9 at their own 16. Matt Ryan to Julio Jones to the 30. After that, Atlanta has a chance. 3rd and 8. Ryan to White for 23 yards. Goes out of bounds at the 45. Ryan passes it first down to Tony Gonzalez. He passes to Rogers. He goes 2nd and 1. Ryan to Rogers. And it's a 7-yard gain. To the 18-yard line. Ryan has a chance, but oh no, he gets picked off by Christian Thompson. Wow, can you believe it? They lose 20-13. It was a battle of field goals. Baltimore got a touchdown from Bolton from Flacco, and then Tony Gonzalez got a touchdown pass in a Super Bowl from Matt Ryan. A couple of field goals, and then Torrey Smith 20-yard run for a touchdown. Torrey Smith? Why did they make him run the ball? That 20-yard run, he was the second best runner for the Ravens. Ray Rice 87 yards. Julio Jones 110 yards receiving. Torrey Smith 101 yards receiving. Remember, Torrey Smith was instrumental in the Ravens that year. Flacco, 15 for 28, 256, touchdown pick. Matt Ryan did much better, 22 for 35, 291, which was amazing, but that one interception ruined it. To Christian Thompson. Dominique Franks would get the pick for the Falcons. Brian hit from 43 and 37, but missed from 46 and 52. Justin Tucker made a few field goals. So the Falcons didn't fly with their bird brethren. They crashed to the ground. And that would have been a devastating Super Bowl loss. But then 2017 happened, so